Welcome to Vintage Radio Cafe, your #1 channel for relaxing vintage audio restoration. If you like watching an idiot wielding a soldering iron, you've come to the right place. Watch Ray's attempts to fix wonderful forgotten radios from another era, way before transistors. Sometimes he even gets them working again. What could go wrong, right?
Okay, folks, so welcome back. And I just came back from Mario. We realigned the radio, and I'll let my future self talk about that in the final episode. But for now, I just want to show you what was the issue with the speaker, because it was really a pain to do the alignment because of the speaker. And maybe you remember at first I wasn't sure just how much of the distortion was caused by the speaker or the radio reception, and most of it was caused by the speaker. I know this now, and while we were working on the radio over at Mario's workplace, he was certain the cone was ripped. And I think I've showed you this before, but no, the cone was fine. I changed the capacitor, and there was a bad connection on the wire here. I also fixed that, and it didn't solve the issue. But after really looking closely at it, I found the issue. So let's start with how this is mounted and how important this system is. Okay, start with those. So that's the other capacitor, electrolytic and non-polar and all that. But look at the shape of this guy. Look at this groove there, this little channel. Well, it's there for a reason, and you don't see this every day. It's here. It's there to hook this retainer inside of it. So there was a foam originally. It was dissolved. It was completely disintegrated. So I put another one. But with one, it's already pretty firm even before soldering the capacitor in place. So this had a reason. And the guy before me, and I don't want to criticize, but the guy before me, like everything else he seems to have done to the radio, he did it poorly, he did it roughly, and there's only one way to remove this, and I'll show you. So you have to go at the top part of the retainer and pull it out, because it's not made exactly like this one on the bottom one. So once you pull it out, it's just pressure, okay? And then you move it on the left side and you remove it. So this is how it's made. This part has to go in first, absolutely. And then this just goes in by pressure like that, just by opening it up a little bit, okay? But what the guy before me did, most likely, probably, he started removing it from the wrong end, which is much tougher, especially if it was left in the cabinet. So he probably struggled with it, and you can see on the picture, it was left dangling. I can't even do it, but yeah, let's say I forced it. It was left dangling like that. Now the issue with that is that when he probably struggled with it, when he fought with it, let me show you. Gotta find the right side. Yeah. Don't know if you can see this on the voice coil, because I had inspected the voice coil, and they look great. I mean, this is just tape, but it's been varnished, and it's really hard. But look at this. Look at this damage. This has been poked through, and it certainly broke or shorted the little filaments, the little wires in the voice coil. And I mean, if the guy did what I think he did, well, this part here, when he was still connected, yeah, it must be that. I mean, at one point, I mean, see how perfectly it fits like that? So if he didn't remove it correctly and he just poked at it like that, that's when he damaged it. I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I took another one from the Tannhauser. It's exactly the same. And yeah, I replaced it and it worked. But the first one didn't work, to be honest. There's two identical in the Tannhauser, but the first one I tried wasn't working. I should have checked it. But again, I didn't think it would not work. And I don't know why. The connectors are good. There is no damage like this one on the voice coil, but it doesn't work for some reason. So the other one did work. And yeah, I'll show you that in the final episode. So that problem is solved. Okay, folks. So welcome back. It's been a couple of days since I got the radio working. I've shown you the speaker problem, and yeah, I was left with only one problem after a couple of days of testing. Yeah, I'm showing you the external decoder here, and as you can see, I remounted it, but outside the back panel, which I believe is the correct way to position it. And I'm saying that just because, well, when I was trying to listen to anything from the MP3 player on the recorder, the tape input, I was getting a weird noise, something between a humming and a echo, I guess, oscillation maybe. It was bizarre, and yeah. After thinking about it and talking about it with David, we pretty much concluded this guy had to be outside. You know, it's nice to put it inside, but it makes no sense. There's a lot of circuitry. There's coils in there, and it's a very sensitive device. I can tell you that. Just tapping on it and holding it in your hand, it modifies the sound. So now when I'm listening to music from an external device, it sounds beautiful. But this said, when I try to listen to FM, it works. It always works. I have a stereo sound, but if I don't have 100% perfect reception, well, I get the same problem. It gets noisy, hummy, it's oscillating. So on most of the stations I get here, you know, in my basement, most of them, I cannot really use the stereo. Only maybe 2 or 3 stations at night when they come in very, very clearly, very strongly, I can use the stereo. It might be different though when I move the radio upstairs. It's always a problem here in my basement, but I just wanted to show you that. And yeah, well, you can see on the pictures, the guy, when he put it inside, well, the wires were inside, so he had to, you know, put the loom outside, then bend it. Most of this was folded just behind there, and that's what in time bent the whole back panel. That's why it's bulging like that. So this, I'm pretty sure it's the correct way. You know, I know it sounds good now, and I just wanted to share that with you before I do the final reveal of the radio, which I'm pretty proud of, I have to say. So yeah, be right back. Hello and welcome back. And yeah, this is the time we've been waiting for. Time for the big reveal. And yeah, I won't make you wait. Here it is, all done up. And yeah, let's just turn it on so you can see the dial lights. Gonna warm up. Hopefully it'll sound good. Okay. Okay. I'll have lots more footage of it playing. And Yeah, I just want to conclude this very, very quickly. You've seen everything, so you know it's been a struggle from day one. And yeah, I just came back, actually yesterday, came back from Mario, and we did an alignment. And two guys, we worked for 3 hours. It was horrendous, really, really hard. And Mario said that I had done a good job on the IF, but I narrowed down, too much the RF. So he worked on that, and he agreed with me. This radio is always going to be, let's say, fragile on the AM because of all the lugs, the inductors that have been turned, and they're loose. They would have to be changed and resoldered in place. And he also believes that the wafer switch for the AM is still dirty. That's why I don't have good contact and all that. But I told you this before. I'm not gonna dismantle or even try, even attempt to dismantle the whole switches array. No, that's too complicated for me. It's too risky. The radio works perfectly on FM and on the phono and the tape input. And yeah, I'm gonna live with the dial plate, even though it's not the right one. I just have to put it on shortwave 1 to listen to the AM if I ever want to listen to AM. There's actually only one station I listen to. That's when the hockey season is on. Not for every game, but a couple of games I like to listen. When it's two Canadian games, the commentators, it's a different way of describing the hockey game. So the grill cloth came out beautiful. I mean, I'm very, very, very happy. There's still some dings, also that's going to stay there. The radio is shiny enough, it's clean enough for me to tolerate it like that. I can live with that. I mean, it's no way I'm going to strip it down. And yeah, after I came back from Mario, I already showed you some footage. And I realized what the actual issue was with the speaker. I mean, I can't believe I missed it. Okay, but in my defense, a little bit, I did inspect it. I checked the usual thing: the wiring, the cone, the paper cone. It wasn't noisy. I changed the capacitors, but no, you saw what happened, and so it was really a problem with the voice coil. So the puncture is like close to the first third. So it makes sense that only part of the frequencies are messed up. Not everything, but so yeah, there's a short somewhere there are broken wires. So I was able to take one from the Tannhauser. And another good reason for the Tannhauser to remain a donor unit instead of restoring it. Well, the first speaker I took and I put in, it didn't work at all. And I see no damage anywhere, not on the voice coil, anywhere. So maybe it's burnt out. I don't know what happened to it. So I had to use the other one, and the other one works perfectly. So we'll see. We'll do a stereo test. I also showed you that I put the stereo decoder at the back. And actually, I didn't know I had that in the with the schematic, but there's one page of instruction, and they explain how to install it. And remember, the Corting stereo decoder, multiplex stereo decoder for this unit is a third party. It's not made by Nordmende. So it's a general instruction, and they basically say you can install it anywhere, inside or outside, as long as it's not close to the final tubes. They call it the final tubes. I imagine they mean the output valves, and or close to the transformer. So where it was installed, it was right above. It was this far away, an inch and a half away from the EL84s, from the output. So yeah, I think it was creating interference, oscillation, most likely, because yeah, I learned that because I didn't know anything about the stereo decoders, especially not in vacuum tubes. I watched one of Manuel's video, and he explains it very well, and with the coils and all that. And there's actually, it's actually tunable. It's like another separate radio that does a specific job of separating the FM signal. It needs a pilot carrier wave and all that. So Mario, took a look at it and listened to it. He said it was separating the two channels perfectly. So we didn't touch it, but maybe we could, or Mario, not me, but maybe Mario could fine tune it. So without further ado, let me just show you what I have recorded. I won't play around with it. I just to save time, the 3 or 4 best stations on AM and FM that I get, and a couple of songs on the tape input. Yeah, that's it, and I'll get back to you. Okay.
A voice should appear to come from a single point at the far left of your soundstage. My location should be exact and well focused.
My voice should appear to come from a single point in the center of your soundstage. My location should be exact and clearly focused. No part of my voice should appear to come from the left or the right channel.
My voice should appear to come from a single point at the far right of your soundstage. My location should be exact and well focused.
My voice should appear to come from a single point at the far left of your soundstage. My location should be exact and well focused.
My voice should appear to come from a single point in the center of your soundstage. My location should be exact and clearly focused. No part of my voice should appear to come from the left or the right channel.
My voice should appear to come from a single point at the far right of your soundstage. My location should be exact and well focused.
That would be the case because you don't want to create redundancy in certain elements, certain types of profiles and players, and you're always missing a few ingredients here and there, so you look for those ingredients.
Maximum 27, humidex 35 et mercredi du soleil 29 degrés. On a 26 degrés à Montréal, 31 à l'humidex et dans le métro, tout va très bien. Il est 12h44.
There's so much red and white everywhere. People are dressed in Canadian colors and their faces are painted. But I think, Tim, this year is going to be extra special just because of everything we've been through.
Yeah, my guess, by the way, was a good fight, and that was wrong. A lot of people here saying separate beds, separate groups of friends. This one says you need to have date nights and good communication, perhaps.
Not only is this my work, but I was supported throughout my music career by my family. So, to honor and to dedicate this to my family is very, very special to me.
Qui produit du gaz naturel, donc qui disait que c'était un moment historique. Quel est ce moment historique? Eh bien, c'est que LNG Canada s'apprête à exporter son premier chargement de gaz naturel liquéfié vers l'Asie. Pour la première fois, donc, du gaz naturel canadien sera vendu à l'extérieur du marché américain. Et comme le disait donc cette porte-parole, c'est un moment...
GNC Cadillac. La Fondation Pharmaprix pour la santé des femmes, c'est que trop de femmes ont été victimes d'inégalités en matière de santé. C'est pourquoi on travaille à améliorer l'accès aux soins équitables et inclusifs. La santé des femmes doit désormais occuper plus de place. Apprenez-en plus sur le site fondationpharmaprix.ca.
Bonjour, ici Paul Arcan. Un mot d'abord pour vous remercier d'avoir été si nombreux à suivre ma revue de presse quotidienne durant les derniers mois.
En
mars, j'ai gagné une bourse de journalisme du Fonds québécois en journalisme international. Puis je pars avec des médecins de Québec qui vont opérer des jeunes filles à Madagascar. On a entendu parler
sur cette chanson-là, je sais pas vous autres, on dirait que c'est plus fort que moi. Où est la meilleure pizza au Québec? C'est ce que je veux savoir. Écrivez-moi, appelez-moi en studio. Je veux savoir c'est quoi la meilleure. La meilleure pour se faire livrer là, quand on vient de déménager puis qu'on n'a pas encore de...
Far too much to transmit through a wireless link. So companies are working on ways to reduce or compress the data. Another obstacle is the cost to conduct the sort of clinical trials required by the FDA. That will probably be hundreds of millions of dollars.
Détails et rendez-vous sur grèce-scar.com.
Savais-tu que c'est l'événement prix membre moi chez Jean Coutu? En tant que membre moi, je manquerai pas ça.
Moi non plus.
Jusqu'au 2 juillet chez Jean Coutu, profitez de super rabais à 10,99 l'emballage ou au prix incroyable de 4,99 pour les membres. Et les produits solaires Banana Boat sélectionnés à 10,99 chacun ou à seulement 9,99 pour les membres. Ne manquez pas ça. Les détails à jeancoutu.com. Certaines conditions s'appliquent.
I'm Jane Lindholm, host of But Why, a podcast for curious kids. Our show takes questions from children all over the world, and we find answers. Over the past 9 years, we've gotten thousands of questions, ranging from the silly to the profound. Join us every Friday in July for a special...
The Australian airline Qantas says it's investigating a significant cyber attack after hackers infiltrated a system containing sensitive data on 6 million customers. It said its operations hadn't been affected. The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has won a vote on welfare reform after his own party forced him to make concessions. 44 Labour MPs voted against the legislation.
Selon content de ce client. Daniel, je suis un client et j'ai pas vécu ce que vous avez vécu. Non, mais je suis allé, moi, peut-être 2 mois, à peu près. Okay. Ouais, Ben, c'est ça, c'est une nouvelle pratique, peut-être. Ouais. Puis ils m'ont chargé 20 plus. Ouais. Ah, vous revenez quand? 11 août. OK, là, oh mon Dieu, la fête des gays, à 11 août. Oui, 11 août ensemble. Je ne peux pas l'oublier, je ne ferais pas l'oublier. Non, mais c'est vrai, tout à fait vrai. OK, mais je n'oublierai pas, ça, c'est sûr. C'est bon. Puis, en tout cas, je vais vous souhaiter des bonnes...
On fait le tour complet de l'actualité. Je vous y attends du lundi au vendredi dès 5h30 au 98.5 Montréal.
L'inimitable. Dans le balado On n'a pas tout dit, qui réunit Paul Arcan, Catherine Brisson et Alain Crête, tous les sujets sont permis.
Okay, guys. So that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got about the Othello and the whole series. And so, yeah. Final conclusion. It was a hard one to do. If I had to rate my own work, I'd give the cabinet a 8 and the electronics 8.5. But in my defense, what's not working perfectly, like the AM reception, is not my doing, it's not my fault. It's really because of the dirty switches, the wafer switch, and they're too hard to access. It's going to remain like that unless there's a problem, unless it worsens with time, then I might attempt it, but it's too complicated for me. What else? Time for thank yous. Thank you to David, of course, Manuel, for sure, Manuel Caldera, and my good friend Mario Demers, who really helped me with the final alignment, and my ex-partner, my last partner on the force, Richard, for the nice coffee mug. It looks a little bit like my branding, Vintage Radio Cafe. It's vintage living, but it's a nice cup. I'm going to keep it, and when I work and I need coffee, I often do, I'll use it. One other thing I want to say. I didn't update you guys much about Bruno that has the same radio to fix. Maybe you remember I told you he had a problem with his rectifier, but it turns out that he burnt his transformer. So he's looking for one at the moment, but finding another transformer for those German radios, it's going to be a problem. Although he's in France, so he's closer to Germany, maybe he can find something there. But if not, I offered him the Tannhauser's transformer. I'm probably not going to be using it, so I told him, if you're willing to pay the shipping, I'll give it to you. And I think he's a little bit shy to ask, but yeah. Next. The seller of this radio, I told you this before, had a Saba Wildbad 125 that he wanted to keep. He was, moving a lot of his radios, but he wanted to keep that one, but it's not working. So he asked me if I would fix it. I said, yeah, because it's a Saba, and I never worked on a Saba. I usually don't like to repair, radios for people. I'm not confident enough. But when it's something like that, yeah, I said yes. Doesn't want to put too much money into it, as I recall. And he would like to keep it, but he even hinted at the end of our conversation that he might want to sell it. So who knows? Maybe. So it's going to be the subject of the next series. So thank you for sticking with me, being there. I know I'm not always succinct. Please consider subscribing, sharing, and a like would help. It's a small channel. I'm just starting out. So in the meantime, you guys be well. God bless. And we'll see you in the next series.